Hiya. Hello. Happy Saturday. And happy Valentine's Day. How can I forget? How can I forget? Okay, guys, can you hear me okay? Do let me know if you can hear me. I think I've got a little bit of echo there. There we go. There we go. Okay, right. Can you hear me? Okay. I kind of have to do that just in case you actually can't hear me. And I'm saying, like, can you hear me? And you're not able to answer me because you don't know that I'm saying, can you hear me? So, did that make any sense whatsoever? Did that make any sense whatsoever? Please tell me. Okay, Justine says Valentine's Day is tomorrow, so you can hear me. You can definitely hear me. Okay, right, yeah, it is Valentine's Day tomorrow, but I'm not going to see you guys tomorrow, so I've got to say it today. Happy Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day Eve. If that's the thing. If that's the thing. Oh, everyone can hear me. Everyone can hear me. Okay, that's really, really good. That's a good start, isn't it? And you can see me. What else could possibly go wrong? We'll be fine today. It's not going to be like last week's show where there were like so many gremlins. But I had to like totally like try and focus on you guys as much as I could because things just kept going wrong behind the scenes and it just kept really distracting me. So I think if you guys like managed to cook along with me last week, we all did really, 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 really well. Okay, so I have actually changed up the whole rainbow thing. Denise has already located it. So, but what's underneath the rainbow today? And what significance does it have on a day like today? Okay, so I will see who is here. And we've got Denise. Denise says greetings, good morning everyone. Annie, Annie, thank you for watching. This show is actually dedicated to Annie today because she is a bit unwell. So we're going to send all of our love and hugs and good vibes through the screen, through the internet, through Facebook, all the way through to Annie, and try and make her feel a little bit better today with all of the love that we're mustering as it's Valentine's Eve, to be specific. Justine is here, of course, and Linda, my chef students, and Louise, what a lovely surname, Goldie. Like it a lot. And she says, yes, I can hear you. Good. Thank you for letting me know. Oh, Sophie's here. Another one of my chef students, and a Rouge. Oh, and Elaine as well. Gosh. Sophie says you can say happy birthday to me. You're like, it's Sophie's birthday. Happy birthday. I love everyone's birthdays, but I'm not going to sing happy birthday to you because you would hate me. I can't sing. But sending you lots and lots and lots of love. Almost a birthday twin, because my birthday is actually the other side of Valentine's Day. My birthday is on the 15th. So nearly birthday sisters. But you were probably born about 10 years after me. And Dipsy says, is the dark chocolate vegan? Yes, of course it is. Absolutely. Everything on the show is always vegan. So you don't have to worry about that. Quite often I don't really specify in my ingredients list because, you know, like when you first become vegan, you kind of like, you call everything like, you know, vegan margarine, vegan butter, vegan milk, vegan dirt, and after a while I just thought, that's just too cumbersome. Everyone just assume that everything I talk about is vegan. And actually what I end up doing it the other way around. So if I actually, for some reason, need to talk about dairy milk, I'll call it dairy milk or I'll call it non-vegan milk. So it's kind of like funny how like that whole like table is turned, and to me, normal milk or normal, you know, butter or margarine is by default vegan. So, if I ever do have to talk about, you know, dairy butter, I always kind of specify that it's non-vegan butter, you know. So rest assured, everything in the show, including me, is vegan. Okay, we've got George here. George says it's a day early, but happy Valentine's, Galentine's and Palatines, everyone. And if you're not celebrating any of those, happy any reason to have chocolate is a good one day. Yeah, that's a very, very good reason. I mean, I always think of Easter as like chocolate festival. You know, if you're not religious, then, you know, it's chocolate festival. So we'll make Valentine's Day Definitely chocolate festival. And oh, we've got Casey who says good morning from Australia. Good morning from England. I just forgot where I was. I'm sorry, I'm feeling really, really giddy because it's Valentine's Day tomorrow. And then it's my birthday, so, you know, it's all very exciting. Christine says, good morning. I've just realised that my cream is double. Is that going to be a problem? I would say thin it out with a bit of milk. Just thin it out with a bit of milk. So when we get to pouring the cream, and this is the cream that I'm using today, just this Outpro stuff that's really, really easy to buy in the UK. All the supermarkets sell it, pretty much. When I'm pouring it, you'll be able to see how thin it is, Christine. So you will need to just kind of like thin it out, just so that it will mix in well. Doug is here. Hello, Doug. And everyone is sending all of their hugs and love and good vibes to Annie, which is really, really lovely. So we'll just kind of like big group hug around Annie. Thank you very much. Justine says, I always manage to skid and end up on the wrong side of the road this morning. Luckily it was 6 a.m. Oh, babe! Luckily it was 6 a.m. on a Saturday morning, so there was no one there. Gosh, but that kind of like makes your heart leap into your throat, doesn't it? It's really, really scary. Okay, so let me just see if there are any more questions before we get started. If you're not celebrating, remember chocolate goes on sale on the 15th. Good thinking, good thinking. Annie says, gosh, your hair has grown so long, it really suits you. Thank you. Look how long that is. Really, really long. Yeah, I've definitely got lockdown locks. Okay, right. Paul, thank you for letting everybody know how to share the live. So if you can, just take a moment and share the live show. It's really, really easy. There is a share tab somewhere on the screen next to me, side to me, below, I don't know, somewhere. It's here somewhere. So just click on that and then you can share it on your feed or, you know, in a group or whatever it is that you want to do. And Paul also says that he has the ingredients today. I hope that means that you're actually cooking. Not just like, yeah, I've got the ingredients in the cupboard, can't bother to cook along, you know. Okay, so Justine has confirmed that car and human are okay. That's brilliant, that's brilliant. Really good news. Okay, right, on to today's recipe. This is so easy. It is ridiculously easy. And when I created this recipe, I wanted to make it look like it wasn't easy at all in like the final dish. And that's why I used quite an interesting mold in my recipe. So I'm gonna come back to a picture. Here we go. And show you guys what my end result was like. So I really wanted to show how we don't have to make a really complicated recipe to have a really, really good result. And I've seen this in restaurants many times, in restaurants that I've worked in, because quite often, you know, you don't really want complicated recipes in restaurants because everyone's kind of like rushing around, you don't have much time, you know, blah, 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 you know, that type of thing. There's changing staff all the time. So quite often actually in restaurants, what you'll find is like very, very simple recipes, but the way that they're presented is really, really pretty. And so I think that that's a really, really great one for Valentine's Day, because we want it to look like we've gone to lots of effort for the person that we love. Shh, we won't tell them that we didn't, and that this is really easy. But we want them to think that we went to loads of effort. And so, you know, the way that it looks at the end of it is very, very important. And the other thing with this recipe is that it is a sharing recipe. So it actually makes a chocolate mousse cake that is probably about 8 portions. It's quite rich. But I just like serve it with 1 spoon and then you can feed each other. Very, very Valentine's Day thing to make. Okay, so we have just a few ingredients with this recipe. We've got the soya cream. Now I'm using Outpro soya cream today. You guys can use whichever cream you can get hold of. As I mentioned earlier to Christine, it does have to be a certain texture, a certain thickness to it. It can't be too thick, but you'll be able to see how thick mine is. You could use any other vegan cream, to be honest. So if you do make your own with cashews, which is a really, really lovely thing to do, and I'm sure Sophie probably does because she likes making nut milk quite a lot, and so you could use that. That's absolutely fine. You just need to make sure that it's thin enough for this. That's the cream that we're going to be using. Now, when it comes to the dark cooking chocolate, you guys can use as dark as you want. It's completely up to you. That is up to how bitter and how sweet you like your chocolate, and it's such a subjective thing. So totally just go with, you know, how dark you like your chocolate. There is dark chocolate that is 50% cocoa. I don't think that that's dark, but it says that it is. So really completely up to you, but do use cooking chocolate. Unless you have like a snacking chocolate that you know melts very well. Okay, it needs to melt and it needs to be quite thin so that we can mix it all in together. Let me just see if we've got any questions. Justine is being really silly today, which is lovely. She says, Chef Day, you realise this isn't going to last until tomorrow. And also it's a no ground flour recipe. Yes, that's right. And she heard one portion. Potion, even. You said potion. And Jocelyn says, can't pretend I spent hours on it when Jay eats it. Well, and Sophie says, oh, I never thought of making my own cream. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, cashew cream is absolutely delightful. Really do encourage you to make it. But, you know, with this recipe, it's going to be like super simple. And we are going to use our remade because it's really simple. Nobody has actually guessed what is at the end of the rainbow. Where's Colleen? Where's Colleen? Okay, right. First thing that we're going to do is we're going to melt our cooking chocolate. So we've got 300 grams of cooking chocolate in here. I have separated it as much as I could. So we're just going to bring you guys to the overhead camera. There we go. So when we're melting chocolate, we just want to break it up a bit, and it will melt quicker the more these chocolate pieces are against the bowl, because that's where the heat is coming from, basically. Okay, so we're just going to pop this into a saucepan with a little bit of water in it. So it's got about 500 millilitres of water in it. We just want enough water so that it isn't going to dry out, but not so much water that it's going to come over the edge of the bowl. Okay, so we'll put our hob on, and we can put it quite high up and just get it going. And so we've got our chocolate here and we've got our cream here. Really, with our cream, we just want to kind of like shake it up and down, because some vegan cream can kind of like settle, it can separate. So we just want to give it a little shake. You see how easy this is? And this one as well. There we go. Yeah, there we go. Right, okay. And so now we're just going to wait for this. We've got to wait for this to melt. Oh, actually, sorry, I do have this out for an actual reason. I'm actually going to melt it in the jug today. I changed my mind at the last minute, and I'll show you the reason for that. So I'm just going to transfer it into here. There we go. Right, start again. Okay, the reason why I decided today to do it in the jug was because when you use a bowl to melt chocolate, quite often it's kind of difficult to get it out of the saucepan without either burning your hand because you're holding it like this, or we use a tea towel, and then inevitably what happens is the tea towel goes down into the melted chocolate, and you know the tea towel has to be washed, and that's annoying. So brainwave, yesterday I decided to use my glass jug instead, because it's got this handy handle. Two ingredients essentially is really how you can still make it. The pros are to make chocolate mousse is quite new. Make sure that as much as possible. The live video is ended, still live, and it might not be. I'm kind of talking